Hi, is everyone all right? I'm having a bit of a nightmare getting on. But I'm here, so I haven't even got my cunt out. Panic. No panic. We're going to talk about teams today because I'm with a team of people helping me out today. Disaster. How are we? How hot is it? I'm here. It's 3:02. Crofty, don't ever go at me. I'm not the one who misses out, mate. And because I was late on, I've got a question night now. I haven't got one. So I'm going to come up with a question. I can do that kind of stuff. So my question for today, I can't believe how hot it is. So my question for today is because we'd all like to be out and about. That'd be really nice. So my question for the day is, if we were travelling, what is the longest motorway in the UK? That's my question. My kettle's bored. So what's the longest motorway? Longest motorway. So just slip that in, slip your answers in. And then we'll be doing what's my favourite service station next. But what's the longest motorway? Somebody talk to me. Get my milk out. No answers. Nobody cares. Nobody cares really, do they? That's the thing. So easy, is it? Is it quite well? You've driven a few. What are you going for, Matt? What's your answer? Everybody else with you? There's a few people on. M5, M6. So many motorways to choose from. Could be one of those rare days today. Anyway, we'll talk about teams today. That's what we're going to talk about. Need a biscuit, M4 from Sam. Work. I'll get a biscuit. Just going to get a biscuit. Cream. Custard cream today. That's what I'm going for. Anyway, we'll talk about teams. So what I thought I'd talk about today, what's the difference between a group and a team? That's the first thing. So a group of people, like waiting for a bus, that's a group. Team of people all kind of working together to get on the same bus. So when I go on my station on the platform, that's like what we call a group. Because everybody's got the same objective, but nobody cares about anybody else's objective. So that's one of the differences. Other thing, little things like, does it include? No, just M roads, I'm not after A329 on the M329 and all that. Well, I don't think so. I don't know. I just happen to know the answer to this. So that's something else. The M1 or the M6. M1 or the M6. Well, it's not 50-50. I need go for it, Helen. Go for the M1 or the M6. That's what we need. Make a decision. M6. You've made that decision. That was good. So other things that a team do, they use conflict quite constructively. That's good. There's very phone a friend. There's very much a mix. Don't phone Matt Croft. Don't use Matt Croft as your friend. So that build of skills is another good thing about teams. And of course, one thing I use a lot when I'm training. So the trainers there is a good example. Why is a team like a jigsaw? Every piece is different. It's good. Pictures within pictures. It's good. Need someone to move the pieces. That's good. Yeah. Team works better when there's a box. Yeah. So that's all because I don't mean it, Matt. So you need a vision. That's one of the things the team needs. But of course, then when the team comes together, that's when it all starts working. So just briefly talk through the model that we're all probably quite familiar with. So if people are in teams outside of work as well, you see this. It doesn't matter whether it's in a workplace or a home. But essentially, what happens with the team is initially, that classic model is that of forming, storming, norming, performing. And I just want to give you some examples of what that looks like. So the forming team is quite quiet, seeks a leader. Now, if I'm doing face-to-face training, we get a group of people together. Now, those people aren't a team, but they take on a lot of the traits of a team early doors. So what happens is when we first go in and meet them, they're very quiet. They seek to be told where they should be going, what they should be doing, all of that kind of stuff. So even if you say, does anybody smoke? Nobody says anything. Everybody's very quiet. They don't want to speak because they don't want to be different from the rest of the people in the room. So they say, oh no. And then at break, they go, oh, where do I smoke? Where is it? And then you find 5 of them on the doorstep. So that forming stage, very quiet, looking for people to help. Then the more you get people to talk, then the differences appear. And that's when a team comes into storming. So in that storming stage, and remember, conflict in a team is sometimes a good thing because it's better to have those issues aired than forced underground. So storming is a good stage. It means there's lively debate, it means people are giving opinion. The norming stage is where we've moved through that. We're into calmer waters. So we know what people are doing. We respect other people's ideas. And we can move forward further to that performing stage. So form, storm, norm, perform. Whatever team you're in, work team, football team, tennis team, bell ringing team. Bonus question. I think I might have asked this. Bonus question. What is the ology of bell ringing called? The ology of bell ringing. Good question. So if you know that, you can type that in. Bonus question. 2 questions because I was all prepared. Longest motorway, and what's the ology? No Googling. What's the ology of bell ringing? And I used that because I met a bell ringer and he told me what it was. So I know this for sure. Anybody know the ology of bell ringing? Anyway, and he recognised these stages through his bell ringing club. Now, as a leader, you kind of go form, storm, norm, perform. I get that. The team's quite quiet. Then there's a little bit of debate. Then there's calmer waters. Campanology is on the money, Helen Palmer. Well done. It is campanology. Easy answer. Good work. And then the high performing team. Now, the boss sees that, but the critical thing is, so what do I do as a boss? So if I've got a forming team, what do I do? Because it's all very well knowing this model, but what does that mean for me realistically? So the forming team, what we're looking for you to do is create a good induction process, model the way of the behaviours that you want, you expect people to see and do. That's exactly what we're after. Sorry, just need my tea there. And that's that's important, just to settle people in so as they understand exactly what they've got to do. Then they'll get into that storming stage, because what you've done is you've created an environment where people will speak. So you might have had to push out roles and responsibilities. Sometimes we ask people what they want to do and they'll go, I don't mind, I'll do anything. Once they start doing it, they realise that they can probably do other things better than somebody else. So then that's where the conflict comes. So we can change the roles and responsibilities in the storming stage. We can refocus attention onto objectives. And we can think about resolving that conflict to the best of our abilities. That doesn't mean we get people in a room, bang their heads together, but we discuss and debate and we act as a leader. In the norming stage, we start releasing the rope. We let the team start making decisions. They know what they're doing now. We push them to find their own solutions, to set their own objectives, to challenge the norms, to challenge what they've been doing before. And that moves you on to that performing stage where people are far overachieving. And there, by all means, you can let them work alone, do what they need to do. But be aware here, because yes, we're going to recognise success, we're going to praise, we're going to celebrate, all of those things, but recognise as well that the likelihood is the team is going to break up at that stage. So if you've got a highly successful team, the likelihood is that somebody will leave, either because they want a new challenge or because maybe at work they're going to get promoted. And you look at that in sport. Once a team has won something, they tend to break up because somebody wants a new challenge. Even in football, somebody wins the league, and only today I think I read online that Liverpool, who won the league, they've signed a new player. So you kind of go, well, hey, they won the league by 25 points or whatever they did, but now they're signing new players. So the team will be changed. Why will it be changed? Because we don't want complacency to set in. So good teams break up, and that's a real positive, because they move and they evolve. A couple of other little stages that we just got to be a wee bit careful of. The first one is mourning. That's when a team member leaves. We might miss that team member, mourn their loss. So we go, do you remember when John was a really good guy. It's great. He was really funny, wasn't he? And then 2 weeks later, people are going, John, John. No, I can't remember. So the energy dips, but it will soon come back up. Yeah, it will soon come back up. And the other stage is conforming. This sometimes happens when the team leader kind of says, right, okay, we're going to stop storming. We do it like this, my way or the highway. So conforming is a bad stage. It's almost where the leader is compressing and forcing the debate and discussion underground, a bit like prohibition, that kind of thing, you know. It's still going to go on, you're just not going to see it. So you can't just ban it, because debate's really healthy. It's what we want for the team. So this form, storm, norm, perform model by Tuckman, most people know it, but it's kind of, what does it mean? Every stage is good. I can't say the first stage takes five weeks, then a month, then 2 months, then 3 months. It's not like that. It's how well the leader moves people through it that means how the team will perform. Now, if you've got a team that's regularly changing, it will go form, storm, form, storm, form, storm, form, storm, because every time the team changes, it reforms. So if you're in that position where the team is constantly changing, it can feel very upsetting, a lot of angst, because there's constant change. And that's because we're going form, storm, form, storm, form, storm, form, storm all the time. So recognise that as a natural part of team involvement. And if we can get a steady team, they'll push forward and achieve their goals. All right, that's just that little introduction into team dynamics. So what are we going to do next? Well, next week, I'm not here. I'm afraid I've got a week off. So we're having a week off next week. So you can all enjoy your tea alone. Make sure you take the 15 minutes to yourselves and have that. And then I'll be back on the 25th. So I'm going to be back on the 25th of August. And what I'm going to talk about on the 25th, I thought I'd talk a little bit about objectives. It's one of those things that a lot of people don't like talking about, but we're going to talk about objectives and a little bit about performance. So that's what we're going to do. So anyway, I hope everyone's good. The answer, the longest motorway, it clearly was an easy question, because even Matt Croft got it right today. It is, of course, the M6. Thanks for joining me today. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you in a fortnight. Cheers. Bye now.